Hi everyone, good morning. So today I'm going to discuss about 6 sections and all the clauses which are important from the topic given. Okay, firstly, this regulation will be cited as the petroleum as safety measure of transportation of petroleum by the pipelines regulation is 1985. So it should come into force on 1st March. Words and expressions should have the same meaning in the petroleum safety measure as had 1984. So actually, the purpose of the regulation is approving the authority mean any person whether by name or office to whom the minister has delegated his power under section 34 of the Act. It's under section 34 of the Act to exercise its function under section 16 and 17 of the Act. So in Malaysia, the oil and gas industry is heavily regulating the industry. The principle of the regulation, which is from the foundation of the regulatory framework of the oil and gas industry in Malaysia, are the Petroleum Development Act 1974. So the Petroleum Regulation 1974 and the Gas Supply Act 1993 gas. So secondly, about Petroleum Development 1974, it's mainly pursuant to the PDA, Petroleum National Berhad. Petronas was formed to safeguard the country's oil and gas resource. So the Petronas is vested with the entire ownership of as well right and privilege and benefit in relation to exploring and producing oil and gas offshore and inshore in Malaysia. So then about the Gas Supply Act, the GSA was gazetted in 1993 for the purposes of the safeguarding of the interests of the consumer who receive the supply of gas through the pipeline. So the GSA was amended in 2016 and came into effect on 16th of January 2017 to provide a legal framework of the third-party access system, a system initiated by the Malaysian government under Economic Transformation Program, liberalize the gas market in Malaysia by allowing third parties to access gas facilities owned and operated by companies like Petronas and Gas Malaysia Berhad. So, at the moment, there are 3 of the gas facilities that fall under scope of the TP, namely regasification terminal, transmission pipelines, and the distribution pipelines. So, moreover, other relevant regulation is the oil and gas industry is also bound by other at the federal, state, and local government level. So, the federal regulation which is made applicable to the oil and gas industry include the Continental Shelf Act 1966, National Land Code 1965, and also Land Acquisition Act 1960, Environmental Quality Act 1974, Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, Continuously Factory and Machinery Act 1964, so and etc. So land matter in the Peninsular Malaysia are governed by acts such as the National Land Code 1965, the Land Acquisition Act 1960, while Sabah and Sarawak have the right to enact its own law in relation to land matter. So in the case, person intending to supply and generate
the article attached are related to our topic because the incident, there was an explosion on Sunday, which is at the Sabah Sarawak gas pipeline in the East Malaysia. The explosion are still under investigation, and due to the communication problem and the remoteness of the site, the team was late in relaying their information to their system, but luckily the emergency response team of Petronas brought the explosion and a small fire under the control. And after the investigation, the Petronas confirmed that there is a pipe rupture and a fire incident case, which is occurred by the pipe itself, and the gas pipeline are approximately 4 kilometers long from Selulong into Miri, and the fire has been put under control by emergency response team and closely by the situation.
Okay, today I'm going to tell about what are the main risks and accident will happen in petroleum and transportation by the pipelines. Normally, piping systems pose an increasing hazard due to the large number of welded flatted joint isolation control waves, ash environments, and the large volume of material they transport. Despite this fact, emergency associated with the transportation of the oil throughout the pipeline occur quite often. Generally, such incidents are associated with a high material cost for the oil pipeline operators and considerable damage to the environment, people, property, and surrounding the failed pipeline. These presents mechanical impurities in oil gases wear on the equipment and pipelines. The leading cause of oil pipeline accident are the pipeline corrosion, internal and external, design flaws, and mechanical damage, including drilling operations. During the transportation of the oil, resulting in the release hazardous substance into the environment. The main consequence of such an accident is the leakage of the transported oil, causing the toxic pollution of the environmental, water, air, and soil. The greatest risk of the accident in the pipeline is related to the longitudinal damage. Loss of pipelines integrity is therefore considered to be the most common initiation event leading to the release of the hazardous substance into the environment. On the other hand, if the integrity of the pipeline is severely compromised, large amount of hazardous substance are immediately released into the environment. The most dangerous accidents occur when large amount of oil are released. This because its amount of hazardous substance that causes the greatest damage to the environment, pipeline accident scenario. Typical scenario of pipeline destruction may include the formation of the persistent environment pollution due to the oil and blowout from the damaged pipeline, and the oil pool fire causing the thermal impact on the environment, material objects and people, the explosion of the fuel and mixture, the distribution of the explosive fuel, air mixture, clouds with the wind, and possible explosion. This work is devoted to compiling the possible scenarios of the accidents during oil pipeline operation in the special climate condition with the subsequent risk assessment. Now we see the control method may implement towards above the incident. First, utilize the right mode of transportation. With oil and gas transportation, there are many methods you can utilize, from the rail pipeline to truck to the sea. If you are to use the pipeline, ensure the pipes are made from material with good mechanical properties. Second, drive within the acceptable speed limits. Speed limit tip apply if the trucks are used to transport your oil and gas. Swerving might cause imbalance, resulting in the truck tip over. Ensure you train your drivers.
On the aspect they need to training in the defensive driving, you need to train your drivers handling the oil and gas before, during, or post transport. And third, maintain your transportation equipment for the pipeline. Ensure they don't have holes that could leak during transport. When the vehicle is in good condition, you may prevent the accident that could be catastrophic, as previously stated. Invest in firefighting equipment. One of the essential tools in your truck is the fire extinguisher. As you equip your truck with this, it's good to know the different classes of fire may require a specific extinguisher. And utilize warning sign. Warning sign benefit other road users by warning them the combustible material are being transported. Most an oil and gas carrier and transport for warnings and flame installation and dangers on their body. When showing these signs, make sure they are large and visible from the distance. Also consider using a bold color on warning sign to make them stand out the increased visibility. And last, adopt monitoring tools. Anything is possible if it comes to the shipping in oil and gas. You should invest surveillance tools such as tractors and cameras. In the event of the accident, it can track the vehicle location to provide assistance and prevent major damage. Thank you. That's all from me.
Types of preparation the management may implement on daily basis to prevent the accident from repeating in the near future. The first is to strictly and routinely inspect the pipeline. The pipeline are ruptured because the inspector may not have been fully aware of the situation and simply gave it a cursory examination. As a result, and the occurrence happened, which then caused a fire. To remind the employee to take their job seriously, management has the options of firing the person or fining them handsomely. Then the management team can send their employees to training program to strengthen their knowledge of SOP guideline for handling the pipeline as well as their talent to handle it. It will take a lot of time and energy and money. The next is conclusions, and the conclusion is oil and gas have made significant contributions to Malaysia's development and continue to be a vital source of revenue for the government. The legal community should be prepared to contribute to the provision to modern legal services in an industry where innovation and technology development are advancing quickly to support the goal of elevating Malaysia. That's all from me and my group. Thank you so much.